Okay, this video is just a continuation of graphing our sine and cosine functions and their transformations. So as you do this section, just be cognizant of, are you doing sine or cosine? Because obviously you're going to have different beginning points for those two. Now what is staying the same is the little formula that we're going to use, the 1 over b times x plus c and a times y plus d to find our new points, right? That's the same for sine and cosine. It's just the points are changing depending on which one it is. So let's just dive in. You'll notice that the attributes are the same as you've been asked to do before. So it's just a continuation, working on more complex equations. Okay, so the first one I recognize this is a sine function. So I'm going to take the time and do my sine points. I know that sine starts at 0, 0, pi over 2, 1, pi 0, 3 pi over 2 goes to negative 1, and then at 2 pi, we're landing back at 0. So now I'm thinking about my equation. I know that a is negative 2 and b is 6. So what I'm going to have to do is multiply x times 1/6. There's no c, so I don't have to add or subtract anything. And then I'm going to multiply negative 2 times y. And that will give me my new points. Okay, so let's apply this. 1/6 times 0 is still 0. 0 times negative 2 is still 0. 1/6 times pi over 2 is pi over 12. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Pi over 6, 0. That'll be, what'll be 3 pi over 12, which reduces to pi over 4 and becomes a positive 2. And then 2 pi over 6, which reduces to pi over 3, and back at 0. All right, so if we put our points in here, let's graph this. Our x values, 0, pi over 12, pi over 6, pi over 4, and pi over 3. Okay, and our y values go from 1 to negative 1. Oh, that's not true. They go negative 2 to negative 2, don't they? Because this has an amplitude of 2. My goodness. Okay, so now let's plot our points. So we have 0, 0. Pi over 2 is at negative 2. Pi over 6 is back at 0. Pi over 4 is at positive 2. And back at 0. So my curve is smooth rounded corners with arrows indicating continuation. There it has. So it's reflected my sine curve, right? And it's taken my x values and changed the period quite a bit, hasn't it? It doesn't go to 2 pi anymore. So let's look at our attributes. What is the amplitude? Well, the amplitude is the absolute value of a, so it's a 2. X is where does the period begin and end? So it begins at 0, it ends at pi over 3. C is the period length, so it's 2 pi over b, which is 6, which reduces to pi over 3. D is the x-intercept, so 0, 0, pi over 6, 0, and pi over 3, 0. All right. E is the maximum. We only have one maximum, and that's at pi over 4, 2. Minimum at pi over 12, negative 2. G is domain. It's a continuous curve, so it's negative infinity to positive infinity. H is the range, so my lowest y value is negative 2, and my highest y value is positive 2. All right, let's look at number 2. This one is also sine, so we're going to start with the same parent points. So feel free to pause the video and write those in. I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so let's dig into this one. Okay, A is 2/3. B, oops, look, B has been distributed, hasn't it? So we've got to be really careful. We'll come back and do B and C in a minute, but we can see that D is 2. So we're going to add 2. Okay, so remember that it looks like this in the original equation. So we need to factor out that B value. That's a 1/2 times x. So if I take a 1/2 out, that leaves with x. If I divide pi by 1/2, what do I get? I get 2 pi. How do I check that? Well, mentally just redistribute it. Okay, 1/2 times x gives me 1/2 x, so that works. 1/2 times 2 pi gives me pi. Okay, now I can see clearly that b is 1/2 and c is a positive 2 pi. Remember to change the sign. So how are my points changing? Well, let's see, it's 1 over 1/2 times x plus 2 pi. We'll clean that up in a moment. And then 2/3 y plus 2. Okay, so what does this do? Well, that really just means 2 times x plus 2 pi, and we'll have 2/3 y plus 2. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and make that 2 a common denominator, so this would be 6/3, just for ease of calculation. Now let's fix our points, okay? So 0 times 2 is 0, plus 2 pi is 2 pi. 0 times 2/3 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Okay, 1/2 times 2 is, pi over 2 times 2 is pi, plus 2 more pi is 3 pi. 1 times 2/3 is 2/3, plus 2, which is 6/3, gives me 8/3. 2 times pi is 2 pi, plus another 2 pi is 4 pi. 0 times 2/3 is 0, plus 6/3 is 2. 3/2 times 2, 3 pi over 2 is times 2. This gives me 3 pi, plus 2 more pi is 5 pi. -1 times -2/3 is -2/3 plus 6/3, which is 4/3. And then it should make sense. We have 2, 3, 4, 5. This one should be 6 pi. 0 times 2/3 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Okay. Now I don't have a graph drawn for you, but we can figure this out because look, our y values are going to be 1, 2, and 3. We've seen these fractions before, haven't we? So 8/3 is really 2 and 2/3. 4/3 is really 1 and 1/3. So that'll help us as we graph. And then our x values. Now notice we're starting at 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi. Okay, now plot our points. So at 2 pi, we're at 2. At 3 pi, we're at 2 and 2/3. At 4 pi, we're back at 2. 5 pi, we're back at 1 and 1/3. And at 6 pi, we're back at 2. So notice it's just changed our midline. It's changed where that midline lies. So now that our midline is moved up to 2, which makes sense because of the plus 2 over here. Okay, let's do our attributes. Our amplitude from the midline is the absolute value of A, so it's just 2/3. B is where does it start and end? It starts at 2 pi, it ends at 6 pi. The period is 2 pi over 1/2, which I divide by a fraction becomes 4 pi. D is the x-intercepts. It doesn't touch the x-axis, so this is just a none. E is the maximum. Okay, the maximum occurs at 3 pi and 8/3. The minimum occurs at 5 pi and 4/3. Domain, it's a continuous curve, so -infinity to +infinity. And then the range, it's very small, 4/3 to 8/3. All right, let's try the back of this. Okay, so the first thing I noticed that these two are both cosine graphs, so I'm going to populate my key points with cosine real quick. So feel free to pause the video and do that as well. Okay, so we have our key points written down for cosine. Let's just analyze our equation. So really, look at this. A is 1, B is 1, C is, remember to change the sign, it's going to be positive pi over 4, and D is 0. So not too bad on this. What are we going to have to do? We're going to have to do 1 times x, so it's x plus pi over 4, and y is going to stay the same because 1 times y is y. All right, so really all we're doing is adding a pi over 4 to our x values. So let's dig in and do that. So 0 plus pi over 4 is pi over 4. Okay, if I have 1/2 plus pi over 4, common denominator, make that 2 pi over 4, so that's 3 pi over 4. If this is 4 pi over 4 plus 5 pi over 4, that would be a 5 pi over 4. Let's see, 3 pi over 2 plus pi over 4, change my denominators. So it's going to be 7 pi over 4. Notice the pattern here, 1 pi, 3, 5, 7. Guess what the next one is? It's 9 pi over 4 and 1. Okay, so as I graph this, I'm noticing that I'm not sitting on the x-axis any longer. My first point is going to be at pi over 4. Then it goes to 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4. And I should extend this a little bit more to 9 pi over 4. My y values are still just 1 to -1. That didn't change. So let's plot our points. So I'm starting here. 3 pi over 4 is 0, -1, 0, and 1. So it's just shifted my graph to the right, just pi over 4 radians. Let's do our attributes, okay? The amplitude is just a 1. Where does it start and stop? It starts at pi over 4 and ends at 9 pi over 4. The period is 2 pi over 1, so it's still just 2 pi. D is the x-intercepts, so 3 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4. The maximums, okay, I have two maximums, right? So pi over 4, 1, and 9 pi over 4, 1. Minimums, I only have one minimum at 5 pi over 4, -1. Domain is continuous, so it's all real numbers. And my range is the original range, -1 to +1. Didn't change. Okay, number 4. Number 4 has a lot going on, doesn't it? So let's break it down and see what our values are. So A would be 1/2. B, well, it's just a 1, so we don't have to worry about factoring anything out. It's okay. C would be -pi, and D is -3. All right, so what's going to happen to our equation? We're going to have to do, to be x minus pi, and then 1/2 y minus 3. All right, let's apply this and see what happens, okay? 0 minus pi is -pi. I'm just going to do my x's first for funsies. So pi over 2 minus pi, that'd be 2 over 2, so it'd be -pi over 2. Pi minus pi is 0. 3 pi over 2 minus a whole pi would leave me at pi over 2. And 2 pi minus a pi gets me to pi. Now let's do our y values. 1 times 1/2 is 1/2. Minus 3, that'd be 6/2, wouldn't it? So -5/2. Okay, 0 times 1/2 is 0, minus 3. -1 times 1/2 would be -1/2. Minus 6/2 would give me -7/2. 0 times that is 0, minus 3. 1 times 1/2 minus 3 would come back to -5/2. Okay, what is -5/2? That's -2.5, right? Okay, we can do this. We can apply this. So look at my y values. They're all negative, aren't they? And then if I look at my x values, I start with negatives and I end up with positives. So I'm going to do kind of split the difference. So this will be -pi, -pi over 2, 0, pi over 2, and pi. Sometimes it's nice just to have the space to do it, right? And I would need to go, so -7/2 is -3.5. So I'm going to go down to -4. And then I can plot my points. Okay, so -pi at -2.5. -pi over 2 at -3. And then we go to 0 and then -3.5. Pi over 2 at -3. And then back positive pi at -2.5 again. So you can see the cosine shape here. It's been moved down 3 units, right? and it's moved left a whole pi, and the vertical has shrunk by 1/2. So that should make a little bit of sense. So amplitude, let's get our amplitude is 1/2. Where does it start and stop? It starts at negative pi. It stops at positive pi. That still gives us a period of 2 pi. X-intercepts, notice it doesn't touch the x-axis, so it doesn't have any x-intercepts. Our maximums happen at negative pi, negative 5/2, and then at positive pi, negative 5/2. Our minimum occurs at negative 3.5, so that's 0, negative 7/2. Domain still hasn't changed, it's all real numbers. And then our range is very small, actually. It goes from negative 3, I could say 3.5 or 7/2, however you want to write it, it's fine. You get the idea. 7/2 to negative 5/2. Seems weird, doesn't it? But that's the range. That's it for this one. Okay, so we're just doing more practice of the same. Hopefully this is getting better for you, more repetitive, you're getting the process down. All right, we'll see you in class.